Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Rick Benjamin, and I'm pretty much losing my shit right now. This is not my thing. This is the first time I've done this, and I've got a severe anxiety disorder, so I'm pretty much about to go into cardiac arrest right now. Not kidding. If any of you could just have like 911 dialed on your cell phone, that would really be great. Help me out a lot. Keep me prepared. Having an anxiety disorder, man, that's tough. It's tough. You know, you try to go through the motions of life, but man, it pushes you. It really pushes you. Right now, there are two things that are really freaking me out that have really just got me absolutely just on a vibe, about to have a heart attack. One of them is I'm sitting here doing this right now, up in front of you all, trying to make people laugh. That's just fucking nuts. I don't know why anybody would try to do that. But the other thing that's really got me freaked out is I have had this piece of snot on the inside of my left nostril. Like, I don't know if it's like tucked behind a bone or something. For like 3 days, this thing has been in there and I've been digging, blowing, poking. This thing is not coming out of there. And so it's either just this dried off piece of phlegm that's stuck up there behind a piece of bone, or I've got nasopharyngeal cancer and I'm gonna die. It's one of those. So as you can imagine, good times. Good times. It makes me wish I was an athlete, you know, Tom Brady or Serena Williams. Because they've got this shit down with noses. I mean, you ever seen Tom Brady out there and or a good athlete who just clears the chambers? Man, how did they do that? That is just incredibly impressive. Incredibly, just absolutely clears everything out like in one shot. I'd give anything to be able to do that. It would absolutely, certainly bring my anxiety down to a particular degree, that's for sure. Definitely. So my girlfriend looks at me the other day as I'm sitting there trying to get my nose straight. And I have a severe anxiety disorder. My girlfriend is what they call neurodivergent, which basically means real fucking weird. Very strange. Very strange. She's like Queen's Gambit strange. She's really, really hot. She's absolutely gorgeous. But she'll just look at you and just give you this kind of mile-long Vietnam War veteran stare. And it's just how she is. It's just the way she is. But the other day we're sitting around, we're reading books. That's another thing that should be a sign that things are just completely fucked up in my life. We are sitting in a quiet room. She is on a chair. I am sitting on the couch, and we're both reading books in complete silence. Just not something that normal humans do anymore. But she looks up from her book. She gives me that Vietnam War veteran stare, and she says, "Hey, I have a favor." And I say, "Yeah." And she says, "Would you get online with me and help me purchase a vibrating massage wand?" You all know what these are, vibrating wand massagers. Yeah. Yeah, they look like those things that, like, the guys who are carrying the torch to light the Olympic flame have got going on, you know? Absolutely nuts, these things. You know, I mean, I absolutely get sexual AIDS, but this, not only is this thing, to me, looking like industrial machinery, but, you know, when your woman asks you if you will help her go buy one of these things, it's like looking over at the sidelines, right? You've just thrown 2 near interceptions, and you see the second string quarterback throw off his rain cape and start warming up. Man, that'll beat you down. That will absolutely beat you down. That will get your anxiety rolling in a throw, I'll tell you what. So I'm sitting there kind of processing this as she's asking me this. And I almost feel like, you know, a dog that you give a pineapple to. You ever give a pineapple to a dog? Just set a pineapple down to the floor and go, "Come on, come over, get this." You know, the dog would just look at the pineapple and then just kind of look at you. It's you know, just a sort of blankness. So I'm sitting here trying to process this, and I look at her because we love one another and we're completely transparent. And I say, "I'm kind of half tempted to go tell you to fuck yourself." And her eyes light up and she says, "That's exactly the idea. That's exactly what we're going for here. That's why I want you to get online with me and help me buy a vibrating massage wand. So we get online, we look at these things, and I mean, she's got this shit down to a science. I mean, she's using all the search functions to find out exactly what it does. She gets the unit, she sees this is the one that she wants, but because she's also much, much smarter than I am, she says, no, we're not gonna buy this online because we can go to Target and get this. Yes, they sell vibrating massage wands in Target. Kind of interesting. Get yourself some milk, get yourself some cereal, get yourself a nice shirt, get yourself a blender, and get yourself a vibrating massage wand. But that's, okay, that's fine. You know, so we're going to go to Target. We're going to go get this thing. So we drive to Target, and I'm just not capable of being in the same section looking for it with her. So I go to look at something else. I'm walking around and just kind of thinking about that pineapple. And so she picks one of these things out, and she finds me in the store with that piercing look, that gorgeous, hot Queen's Gambit, redhead piercing look. And she says, okay, I have it. Let's go to the checkout line. So we start walking towards a checkout line, and then she says, oh, wait a second, I forgot something. I'll be right back. And hands me the vibrating massage wand. Now, and she says, just go ahead and check out, and then I'll come and I'll meet you outside. Now, I'm not taking this thing into the checkout line. Now, ladies, you should know that we men want to help. It's a natural thing to want to help. But, you know, purchasing sanitary items, purchasing things that don't associate with who we are as men, it's like giving a dog a pineapple. You know, I mean, you put that thing down in front of, anyway. So she gives me this vibrating massage wand, and I say, I'm taking this to the self-checkout. So I go over, there's a person in front of me. They do their thing, and I get there, and boop, I scan it. And this fucking voice comes out of the machine that says, please put your vibrating massage wand in the bag. And everyone around me just turns and looks at me. And here I am. I'm in the Olympics. You know, it's just practice. It's just practice. I'm going to get to light the torch. I'm going to light the torch. I'm the guy who's going to light the torch. And this one woman looks at me with this smile, and she's like, you're not lighting any torch. If you were lighting a torch, then you wouldn't be in here buying a vibrating massage wand. That's for sure. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. So we get this thing home. We take it home. It's up there on the shelf in our bedroom, you know. Which is okay. You got to have exploration in your own sex life. You know, you got to move things around. You got to change the pieces. You got to put on plaids and stripes. You people know how it is. We like shower sex. Shower sex is the best, isn't it? Isn't it? Anybody? Shower sex? Anybody? Severe anxiety disorder, neurodivergent, shower sex? Yeah, that's the way to go. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Now, the reason why shower sex, why I think it's such a good thing, is because you've got this before, during, and after sense of activity, which, at least for me, really, really works. You know, we'll be sitting there on the couch, dead silent room, reading books. Honey, can I ask you for a favor? Except this time, she's got a little bit of a smirk, so I know where this is going, you know, and I say, oh, what's going on, sweetie? And she says, I'm going to jump in the shower. You want to take a shower with me? That's how neurodivergent people are. It's just straight and to the point. There's no foreplay to the foreplay. It's just play. You are in the game. And now that I know I got an Olympic torch back in the bedroom, I better be throwing some fucking touchdowns. It's a little bit of pressure, anxiety disorder, neurodivergent. That's all right. I think I can hack it. So I say, yeah, I'd like to take a shower. So she says, okay, give me a couple minutes. Now, this is something that I don't exactly understand. I'm okay with it, but I don't exactly understand it. She's got to have a couple minutes in the shower before I can get in the shower with her. Anybody else got this? Other men, you got this? I don't know exactly what goes on. What's going on in those first couple minutes? What's going on in there? I don't know. But I know what's going on with me. I'm in the bedroom jerking off. Absolutely, 100%. This is my before, because I can't have us with her getting the easy one, right? I got to do some warm-ups. I've got to get in there and throw some practice passes myself. I got to get warmed up. I got to hit the receiver. I got to get things going. I got to get the machinery working. Because we don't want the easy one, right, fellas? We don't want the easy one, because that's 7.6 minutes, right? 7.6. I run a 7.6. Other quarterbacks, they've got their thing going on. They've got their completion rate. They can run from the line of scrimmage. Sometimes they can get those yak yards. But for me, I run a 7.6. That's what I do if I don't have some warm-up. So she goes into the shower. She's doing her thing. Then I go into the bedroom. I'm doing my thing. Couple minutes go by because it doesn't take me long, I go and I get in the shower with her, and that's just a beautiful thing because it's warm, it's steamy in the shower, right? You soap each other up, you got to kind of move around one another a little bit, as the other person gets to the water, And plus you're all nice and clean, and you can just get it, you can just knock it right there in the shower. I mean, there's enough room, standing sex, get on your knees, rubbing around. I mean, the shower is a good place for sex. It's just conducive to sex, because we all know that sex has got issues with bodily fluids, and there are things that are moving around and squelching and squirming. And right after it's done, I mean, it's almost like a sexual car wash. And you just knock it out right then and there, man. You've had your warm up. I've gotten my 7.6 out, which then leads me to about 12.8 once I get in that shower. So if I combine the whole sexual activity, I'm looking at about 20.2, 20.3, right around there collective. Granted, some of it has just been in practice, but some of it's with my team. I'm making contributions. It's working out. So we get into the shower. There's a little bit of messing going on, having some fun. But then when you get out of the shower, the bed is there. And everybody loves beds. Everybody loves beds. There's no dog pineapple going on there. I might have to be running with that torch a little bit, but that's something else. Getting into the bed, just having that clean, delicious sex. Your hair is still wet. Everything's beautiful. Everything's nice. You've got some music going. It's that before, during, and after. That sense of shower sex that can just be so empowering. But so she says to me, as you know, will you take a shower with me? So I go in, I knock out my 7.6, we take a shower, get in another 12.8, everything's going smooth. We get out into the bedroom, the lights are down, I turn a little bit of Keith Jarrett on, the music is really, really nice and sexy. It's a little Pandora channel, does the mix, goes to a little bit of Brazilian, goes to a little bit of alternative 90s. Because, sexual anxiety is something that comes right along with severe anxiety disorder, of course, you can imagine. So the right music playing is just the thing to do. And when you've got some neurodivergence that's going on right behind that, you want a variety, you want a mix that's really going to put both people in the mood. At least that's what we've got to do. But so we get back into the bedroom, all the things are perfect, the mood is really nice, the light comes down just a little bit. I turn around after sitting on the bed and I hear, I'm not exactly too sure what it is that I'm hearing. I'm that dog, there's that pineapple. I look over, she's got the erotic massage wand, right? And she looks at me, and I'm looking at her. And I say, well, I thought we'd, no. She's taking this one solo. She's driving to the end zone by herself. She's got the ball and she is absolutely moving. So I get up and she says, don't leave. And I go up on one elbow and I say, well, sweetie, don't talk. And I'm thinking to myself, this is some fucking David Lynch shit. I get the purchase of this object. I understand its feasibility. I get it. I'm barely a first-string quarterback, but I mean, this whole dog and pineapple thing is just pushing me to a place where I don't know if I can go. So I go to get out of bed. Don't leave. And so I just say as quietly as I can, what should I do? Just stay right there. Well, what do you mean just stay right? I want your body heat. So she just wants me to lie there so that she can feel her body heat while she's got shit going on. This has now moved from David Lynch into like some kind of Buffalo Bill, Silence of the Lambs, Saw thing. I'd like to play a little game. Why don't you lay there while I fuck myself? It's nuts. It's nuts. But it's good. It's good sex. I love her. She's great. I'm fucking crazy. She's fucking crazy. That's what it's all about. It's just knowing exactly how nuts and crazy that you are and finding somebody that can be just as nuts and crazy as you are. And then finding yourself an erotic wand massager. That's really what it is. On that same kind of note, my mom gave the Lowe's delivery guy a blowjob. Or I'm sorry, no, that's wrong. The Home Depot delivery guy a blowjob. Yep. And guess how I found out about this? She told me. She tells me this. I call my mom on Sunday, just like all of you do. I call my mom on Sunday. I tell her about what's going on in my day. I say, oh yeah, I did this, I read this book, saw a pineapple. She says, oh, well, I gave the Home Depot delivery man a blowjob. And the pineapple is back. I'm just staring at the phone. I don't even know what to say. And I say, Mom, what are you talking about? She's 75 years old. She's absolutely on top of things. Well, you already know that. But she's really crisp. She's got a sharp mind. She's got a really sharp mind. She's not showing her age even in the least. And she says, yeah, I gave the Home Depot delivery man a blowjob. And I say, you're going to have to explain this to me. So she goes on to tell me this story. She's getting a refrigerator delivered to her home. The Home Depot man guy comes. He's got the truck. He brings in the refrigerator. He takes it into the kitchen. He puts it in there. He manages to scoot the other refrigerator out of the way. He gets this other refrigerator in place. He hooks the whole thing up. He hooks the water line up to get the ice. He hooks the other water line up to get the good, clean water that's going to come out of the door. And my mom says, being the fact that she's friendly and this guy has come into her house, can I get you a fluffernutter? You all know fluffernutter, peanut butter, marshmallow, sandwich. Well, what she doesn't know is that for this home delivery guy, that he and his wife, who do not have a massaging wand, an erotic wand massager, can I get you a fluffernutter is code. So he smiles at her and just whips it out. And so my mom tells me, he had done a good job. I figured I would do a good job. I'm absolutely mind blown. But, the only thing I know is that she's got a stove and a countertop and a new microwave that's coming next week. So, something obviously had to have been done right going on there. I'll tell you, it's crazy. Sex is a nutty thing.